while everybody else is busy with the red-white prowesses and blue-red and all this kind of stuff, we're going to focus on mono-green prowess, which I love because my creatures keep my +1/+1 counters. So we'll start with this with the basic essence of what makes the deck what it is. And the cool thing about this deck is it's very budget friendly. There's only 16 rares in the entire deck, and 8 of them are necessary. The other 8 easily replaceable cards. They're just kind of what I felt was the best card to fill in spots. But for the most part, they're easily able to just be other things. And I'll kind of explain what they could be in the process. But let's start with the main cards, these 3 right here. First of all, Deeproot Champion, a very old card from Ixalan. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Deeproot Champion. And Season of Growth, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, Scry, which is partially good in this deck, but it's mostly here for the second ability. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card, which can get insane, especially if you get like 2 Season of Growth in play. And of course, here's the card that was released from Strixhaven, Dragonsguard Elite. Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, you put a +1/+1 counter on Dragon's Elite. So for the most part, every card that you would get, so technically this one's instant and sorcery and this one's non-creature spell, but for the most part they're going to play off of each other pretty well. Season of Growth is actually the only one that works for Deeproot Champion but doesn't work for Dragonsguard Elite, so you kind of have to keep that in mind. But Dragonsguard Elite does start out as a 2/2, whereas Deeproot Champion is a 1/1. Dragonsguard Elite does also have the ability, 6 mana, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Very rarely comes up. You'll usually win before you get to 6 mana, but it is a nice thing to have. And then going into the last of my creatures in the deck, Llanowar Elves just helps you ramp. It's really good to play Llanowar Elves turn 1 and then play a Deeproot or Dragonsguard Elite and have one of the instants and sorceries up, but it's, that's pretty much what it's here for. It's also another threat too. I mean, you could win with the Llanowar Elves. It's kind of the same way that technically Infect and Modern could win with Noble Hierarch, but it's not really likely. Pelt Collector easily could be just any other random green 1-drop, but I felt like it was the best 1-drop creature I could play to go along with the main 2 creatures, because a lot of my cards do actually put +1/+1 counters on cards, and if you do that, you can actually get Trample once you get 3 counters on Pelt Collector, which is really good. And Trample in this deck is very important because a lot of people would love to just throw, 1/1s in front of these creatures, and then you can't actually get through for damage, which is really important. But we'll go through this. My favorite reason to play this deck right here, we've got 10 target creature gets hexproof cards, and they all have a little bit of a different text to them, but for the most part, and you could actually bump this up to 12 if you wanted to. Ranger's Guile is by far the worst of the 3 that you can play. This one just gives a creature +1/+1 and hexproof. Blossoming Defense, strictly better, gives the creature +2/+2 and hexproof instead. And Snakeskin Veil, actually my favorite of the 3, and of course we get to play this Archive Snakeskin Veil. This puts a +1/+1 counter, so it's not as big as Blossoming Defense, but the creature does get to keep the counter, which is very important. And probably the most important card to be played, also coming from Strixhaven, Charge Through. Target creature gains Trample until the end of the turn, and you draw cards, so it's a great way to keep finding cards even if you don't have a Season of Growth in play. Plus, the Trample is extremely important, just getting through pierce damage with your opponent whenever they try to chump block, and you can get them out of nowhere. Fortifying Draught, another card out of Strixhaven, probably the least impressive card in the deck. If there's a lot of burn decks going on, you'll want to play this. If not, just replace it with 2 other Ranger's Guiles so you can have extra protection. But I've liked it so far. You gain 2 life and target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Very rarely are you going to have 2, but if you get 2 Fortifying Draughts, it can add up really quickly. but for the most part, this is just there to gain a little bit of life. Vastwood Fortification helps you with your lands because this deck plays a very, very low land count. So this could act as a extra land drop or putting a +1/+1 counter on a creature, which, as I told you, with Pelt Collector is very important. And then for the lands, I've got 15 Forest and 1 Hashep Oasis. Just a way to help punch through damage if you need to later in the game. But for the most part, just playing Forest is fine. And the last card from the Strixhaven Archives, Abundant Harvest. A lot of people have seen this card. Very good in green decks. It's probably one of the best cantrips in Historic right now. You just have to be playing the colors for it. Choose non-land or land. So if you need a land, if you're missing land drops, you play this. It works great with Deeproot Champion and Dragonsguard Elite. But anyway, it is a rare, so if you are looking to replace this card, if you're wanting to play on a little bit of a budget before you can get this, just play more Forests and maybe another Hashep Oasis, something like 3 more Forests and 1 Oasis, something like that. But it is very good if you have these because, like I said, it plays off of your pseudo prowess creatures very well. With that, we will jump into some games. Alright, time for mono green prowess. Okay, this has a Llanowar. I get 2 draws to try to find another forest, and at worst I have Fortification, Ruin Crab. Ruin Crab makes me think I really need to draw a land for Deeproot Champion here. Ooh. Double Crab's gonna be a problem. I have to force my opponent. There was a land I needed. Okay. There's an Abundant Harvest. That's not exactly great in this spot. I think I'm just gonna play Deeproot and play this tapped. I need to try to force my opponent into blocking. Okay, so they're missing land drops. Perfect. Let's get Forest. Thought I clicked non-land for a second there. That was going to be disappointing. And I do have a hexproof up if I need to. Okay, hexproof. Beautiful. With my opponent missing land drops. Oh, this game is over. That is a second season of growth. What have you got, opponent? Gonna try to bounce this again. Gonna try to bounce this again. Nope. And I've got a snakeskin, so I can do it again. Perfect. And that is game. Okay, so attack. Block with all 3 Ruin Crabs. Not blocking at all. I mean, I was covered either way. Okay, that one was a bit unfair. It's bad whenever your opponent's landfall-based deck misses land drops. Not to mention you have a base that's really good against what your opponent's doing. Alright, I'm going to put this into play tapped because I don't have anything to do turn 1. It would be nice to keep... Oh, Thoughtseize. Well, that's got to take Season of Growth. You could take my only creature, but Season of Growth is going to give me a chance against you. Whereas, if you take Season of Growth, I have to play Deeproot Champion, and really, that's the play. Okay. I wonder if this is like Rock or something, and they have an answer for Season of Growth. Yeah, I want a second Season of Growth. Like, I think that's really good against this. And if my opponent doesn't have removal, ooh, okay. This changes things a bit. Okay, so we're gonna cast this so I can go ahead and get 2 draws. Alright, this makes things interesting. I'm gonna go with Dragonsguard Elite. Let me think. Yeah, this guarantees that I hit a land drop off of charge through. Okay, perfect. Alright. This Obliterator is causing me problems. So I've got to have a situation where I can get around Obliterator somehow. Problem is that no matter what, Obliterator's gonna take out my entire board. And I'm gonna keep drawing. Yeah, like, I don't think I can ever beat this Flex Phyrexian Obliterator. That's the problem. I wonder how that works. See, what I'm thinking is alright, so what I'm thinking is, okay, whenever its source deals damage to Obliterator, so I would sacrifice 5 permanents. So as long as Dragonsguard Elite is lethal, the pierce damage is going to go to my opponent, and Phyrexian Obliterator will only take 5 damage. So I need another charge through. I need another charge through, and I need I'm gonna choose land here. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do this on my opponent's turn. Okay. They could play a Gary here. Oh, this is a second. This is a second Obliterator. That's not good. Okay, so now I need to have 10 permanents to sacrifice for this to work. Yeah, I've got to put it all in on one of them because I'm probably going to have to sacrifice these Deeproot Champions. Okay. Alright, I just want to put as many permanents into play as possible. Okay. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Okay. All right. I can start doubling the counters on this. Gary's gonna force the issue a little bit. All right. Okay, so I'm at 6, so I have to do it this turn. Okay. All right. Okay, so I can take this, I believe. I mean, if my opponent has a way to deal 1 damage, that's fine. Okay, I mean, they could have played a creature. Okay, I should have played. Alright, it's fine. So I need this Dragonsguard Elite to be lethal. So I'm going all in on Dragonsguard Elite. Okay, I think the best way to do it is just to double the counters. So I need enough mana to double the counter. So I have 3 mana left. So now I have 2. Okay. Charge through. So now, if I can manage... Okay, looks like my opponent's gonna try to kill this. No? Okay. Now it has hexproof. Alright, I've made this interesting now. Let me just see what this looks like. Okay, I'm gonna find out how a Phyrexian Obliterator works really well this game. Okay, so this Deeproot Champion is free money at this point. Alright, so we're gonna play this here. It doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and double the counters on this. Okay. I mean, that's... If it works the way I think it does, that's... Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Oh, and the damage happens first. I'm silly. I didn't think about Phyrexian Obliterator happening after. I look really stupid right now. Oh, that's embarrassing. Fluffy the Alien. Oh, I love this. This is great. Okay. Yep, this is what Vastwood is in here for. Okay, I think it's Season of Growth regardless, because then you can play the Dragonsguard Elite to scry. Rugged Highlands. Okay. What are you playing? Okay. Alright. I think I go Dragonsguard Elite here. Yeah, I want to hit land drops. This is fine. I think I'm in great shape, depending on what I'm playing against. Huh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm good here. Alright, so I think I'm good to play Snakeskin Veil this turn. Go ahead and get this creature growing a little bit. If my opponent has an instant speed way to fight for 1 mana, that's fine. Okay, play another Dragonsguard. I'll get the second Season of Growth in play next turn. Go ahead and attack with this. I can always play Fortification if my opponent wants to try to block. Just have to be careful not to draw too many cards. I don't think that's an actual problem though. Ram through. Ram through. I don't think that works the way you want it to, opponent. Ooh, double its power. Oh, wow. Maybe it will work the way you want it to. Okay, that makes yours an 8. I'm glad I targeted this and not the other creature. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be 1 short from saving it. Okay. At least it'll take it out. Sucks that I did it this way, but there's no way to save it. Oh well. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. Alright, I do have a replacement though, so we're good. Yeah, you're good. Second one in play. Whew. Okay. I'll play a little bit conservative here. Almighty Brush Swag. think I'm good no matter what. Rimrock. I mean, my opponent's finding ways to take care of my creatures. That's a little terrifying. Choose a non-land here. Get a Snakeskin. I don't really need to draw extra cards. Do any of these matter? I'm gonna play the worst one. Play one of these Pelt Collectors. Okay. Playing conservative still. I think it's fine though. Rada. Okay, I'm good here. Alright, Snakeskin's permanent, so we're gonna put this on Pelt Collector. Okay. Abundant Harvest for non-land. That's perfect. Okay. Swing with both of these. My opponent doesn't block. My opponent doesn't block. This is 12. So I just need to add. Okay. Bingo. That's game. Alright. Woo! I'm letting these games be way closer than they need to be. This is solid. I've got this abundant harvest that I can do a number of things with. I don't have a hexproof for whatever I play off of Llanowar Elf, so that's an unfortunate thing. I think I'm gonna lead with Deeproot. It's just better. Likely to play this abundant harvest. Okay. Definitely gonna let my opponent go first on trying to deal damage. I think I play this Dragonsguard first. If they have a way to stomp this, that's fine. I actually can save it. It's not a clean save, but it's a save. Oh! Memory lapse. Okay. That's fine. Alright, let's go land here. Okay. Yeah. There's no reason. Kinda want to play the Pelt Collector there, but I think it's fine. I want to have something in case my opponent's playing board wipes. So it's like a Temur treasure deck. Kind of relying on my opponent to play cards first. So I mean, if they're playing board wipes, it's going to be damage based, so I can play around it pretty well. Like, Anger and Storm's Wrath wouldn't actually kill my Deeproot Champions, so that's good on that part. Okay, I think I can go charge on one of these. If my opponent has any kind of removal, like in Vastwood. The only thing I'm worried about is like a Brazen Borrower type effect. Okay, just drawing a land. And I can basically go for it next turn if they don't have a board wipe. Night Pack Ambusher. This is fine. Okay. All right. I believe I have this, but I could use another pump spell just in case. Charge through would be really nice. Crash through, crash through. Could learn how to pronounce these cards. Okay, if they have flash creatures, they're gonna have to block one of the Deeproots. So an Ambusher is just a chump block this turn. I think my biggest threat is... Oh, Quandrix. Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and replay this. Alright. Going Harvest into... Okay. Alright, that works.